is what I want to preserve here, is this creamy center and the green outer skin. As it's still green, it's holding more elements than what it would be holding if it dried out. A lot of the elements will just evaporate in the atmosphere as it's drying out. So I want to preserve that. I'm going to show you how to do that after I cut up all these corn stalks. Ooh, another corn. Jeez, I missed quite a few of them. So did the birds, ha ha. Right down here is a ground cherry plant that came up all on its own. And I've taken a few berries, but now look at, I got a nice handful here. This is a nice snack right here, right now, while I'm in here doing this work. Oh, not bad. These greener ones are always, they're not ripe, so they're not that sweet. Oops, felt it around. So here's one that's a really brown paper sack. You see that? You know that one's going to be really ripe. Should be yellow. Yeah, really sweet. Here's one that's really green. That won't be sweet. Not sour either though. More like a tomato. Okay, this here is comfrey tea. I made this comfrey tea by filling this barrel right to the top with comfrey, and I did add some other wild plants like burdock, and I think I had garlic mustard at the time. There was jewelweed. There was a few different kinds, but by and large it was comfrey. So I packed this right tight, and I used a big piece of wood and I hammered it down in there, and then I filled it with water. And it ended up taking about half of this barrel in water. So half was water and the other half was these wild green plants that I had just harvested and threw in here right immediately after harvesting. And then I put some rocks on top of all this so it wouldn't float to the top. And then I let it sit for a month. Got a nice mother here. And in letting it sit for a month, it fermented. So all of the elements in these wild plants got processed by the fermenting bacteria. And all those elements are now in this water. So I'm going to be taking this now and I'm going to be filling these buckets full of the corn stalks so that the corn stalks soak this comfrey tea up. And when I start my next compost pile, which is going to be soon, I will add these soaked with comfrey tea corn stalks into the compost pile. So we're going to be utilizing the elements in the corn stalks before they totally dry up and dissipate in the atmosphere. And we're going to also be utilizing the elements in the comfrey tea. And I carry all kinds of buckets of water to all my composts to hydrate the bacteria So I'll also be doing that at the same time. So here, I'll let you see this thing going in here. Here's the comfrey tea right here. That is some rich, rich material. Mother goes in there too. I've been using this comfrey tea as a 50-50 mix of rainwater to water my garden beds. Plants really responded to that in a huge way this summer. I have the brick in there so it doesn't float to the top. These corn stalks stay under water, it'll soak up more. There. I'm just going to leave it sit right there in this mottled shade of my kiwi plantation. Nice. This is going to make for a nice, interesting experiment, isn't it? I like experiments.